I've got to share with you today. Picture this. You're digging through a box of old pennies. Maybe you've got a jar stashed away in the back of your closet, just like I did. And bam, you find a 1997 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And guess what? This little copper coin could be worth a whopping $1.90 million. Yep, you heard me right. A penny worth almost $2 million. Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into why that little copper nugget could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams, and what you should do if you find one of these beauties. Alright, let's break it down. First things first, I know what you're thinking. A penny worth $1.9 million? Nah, there must be a mistake. But trust me, it's true. There are some incredibly rare coins out there, and the 1997 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is one of them. But here's the kicker. It's not just any 1997 penny. There's a special, very rare version of it that has slipped through the cracks and made its way into the hands of some very lucky collectors. So, what's the deal? How can one penny be worth so much? Well, let me tell you a little story about my own coin hunting journey. I was just like you once, digging through rolls of coins, hoping to find something worth a few bucks. I remember this one time. I came across a 1972 penny with a weird mark on it. I thought it was just a weird scratch, but I held on to it because, well, you never know, right? Turns out it wasn't a scratch. It was an error coin, and it was worth over $50. Not bad for something I almost tossed in the jar. Host laughs. Now, if you think that's cool, wait until I tell you about this 1997 D penny. But hold up. We gotta get into the details to understand just why it's worth so much. Okay, here's the breakdown. The 1997 D penny, like most pennies, was made at the Denver Mint, which is where the D Mint mark comes from. However, there was a tiny error that took place during the minting process. See, a few of these pennies were struck with an unusual die that caused some really odd details to show up on the coin. These errors are extremely rare, which is why they are so valuable. But let's not get too technical here. The main thing you need to know is this. If you find a 1997 D penny that looks a little different, maybe it has some extra marks or a misaligned design, you could be looking at a small fortune. In fact, a perfectly preserved 1997 D penny with the right error has been known to fetch up to $1.9 million at auction. You find a penny in your pocket, and you're like, hey, this is kinda cool. You don't think much of it, toss it in your jar, and forget about it. Then one day, you discover it's worth a small fortune. That's like winning the lottery, but way cooler. Now, let's talk about how you can actually find one of these bad boys. You're not just going to come across one of these every day. So, here are the key things to look out for when you're hunting for a rare 1997 D penny. Host pulls up a checklist on screen, with each point highlighted as they explain First things first. It's gotta have that D Mint mark. That tells you it was made in Denver. The errors usually show up as doubled or misaligned designs. Look closely at the Lincoln Memorial, the date, and Abraham Lincoln's bust. If any of these elements look off, that's your first clue. The condition of the penny is crucial. If it's worn down or too damaged, it's not going to fetch the big bucks. A high-quality, well-preserved coin is what you're after. Check the weight. A normal penny weighs around 2.5 grams, but some of these rare ones weigh a little bit more or less. If it doesn't feel quite right, it could be an error coin. The color can also give you a clue. These error pennies often have a slightly different hue because of the way the metal was struck. Host pauses and looks seriously at the camera. Take your time and really examine your pennies. It's like being a detective. And remember, finding one of these can take some serious luck, but it's worth the effort. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar question. How much are these things really worth? Well, like I said earlier, a well-preserved 1997 D penny with the right error can fetch a mind-blowing $1.9 million at auction. But don't get too excited just yet. You've got to make sure that coin is in mint condition and that it's the right kind of error. The more mistakes the mint made, the more valuable the coin. Now, when you're ready to sell your coin, you want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. Do your research, get it appraised by a professional, and find the right auction house that deals with rare coins. Trust me, selling these kinds of coins isn't as easy as just throwing them up on eBay. So, there you have it. The 1997 D. Abraham Lincoln penny might just be hiding in your collection, worth millions, and all it takes is a little knowledge and some careful searching. Who knows? You could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. But here's the thing, don't just take my word for it. Get out there and start looking through those pennies, nickels, dimes. Anything with a mint mark could have a hidden surprise. And hey, if you do find something cool, let me know. I love hearing about people's lucky finds. If you're new to coin hunting, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and strategies on how to find rare coins worth money, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Have you ever wondered if that old penny in your drawer is worth more than $1? Well, today is your lucky day, because I'm about to tell you about a penny that could make you a millionaire. That's right, a single penny worth $1 million. Insert dramatic pause, you heard me right. 1 million smackers, a fortune in a tiny copper circle. Now, don't go running to your piggy bank just yet, because I've got the details on the 1984 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's not your average pocket change, so sit tight, grab a snack, preferably something you don't mind getting a little greasy, because we're about to dig deep into the world of coin collecting, and get ready to learn about the craziest, most valuable penny you might have never even noticed. Let's start off with a quick history lesson. Don't worry, I won't make you take notes. Chuckles, the 1984 D penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This is one of the more common pennies you'll find if you're flipping through change. But here's the catch. This isn't just any 1984 penny. Oh no, my friend. There's a special one out there, and it's worth more than your entire coin collection combined. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how can a regular old penny be worth $1 million? Well, let me explain. There was a minting error that happened at the Denver Mint in 1984. A small number of these pennies were struck with a misaligned die, which resulted in a unique design flaw, specifically a faint or completely absent mint mark. Normally, the D mint mark, which stands for Denver, is clearly visible on the coin. But in some cases, this mint mark didn't show up at all or appeared so faint that it's barely noticeable. And because it's such a rare mistake, collectors are flipping out over these pennies. Now, I'm not talking about some minor ding or scuff on the edge of a coin. This is a true minting error that makes these pennies so special. Here's where things get even crazier. The current market value of a pristine 1984 D penny with the missing mint mark can reach up to $1 million. Yep, that's right, $1 million. How's that for an unexpected windfall? Imagine opening your coin jar, pulling out this penny, and seeing it listed for 7 figures. Talk about a jackpot. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, I've seen 1984 pennies everywhere, and none of them look like that. You're right, because the ones without the mint mark are extremely rare. To find one of these, you've got to have an eagle eye and a little bit of luck on your side. There were only a handful of these error coins made, and they weren't easy to spot at first. But as more collectors started realizing how rare and valuable these pennies were, the demand went up and prices skyrocketed. So, how do you know if your 1984 penny is one of these million-dollar treasures? Well, you've got to look closely at the mint mark. If you're holding a 1984 penny and there's no D to be found, or if the mint mark is so faint it's almost invisible, you could be holding onto a gold mine. But here's the thing. Just because a penny has a missing mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth $1 million. The coin's condition plays a huge role in its value. A coin that's been in circulation for decades, bounced around in your pockets, and banged around in the washer won't fetch nearly as much as a coin in pristine condition. That means you want to find one that's in really good shape, preferably without any major scratches, dents, or discoloration. Now, I gotta share a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a yard sale. Yeah, I'm the guy that goes to yard sales hunting for treasure. And I was flipping through a box of old pennies, thinking, these are probably just standard issue. But then one penny caught my eye. It looked a little off, like something was different. I flipped it over and squinted at the mint mark. I couldn't find the D, and my heart raced. I was like, this could be it. Of course, I didn't have a magnifying glass with me at the time, rookie mistake, but I was so sure that I had just stumbled upon a rare one. Turns out, It wasn't the one I thought it was. Chuckles, but hey, you know what they say. You've got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. The point is, it's all about knowing what to look for, and sometimes you just get lucky. So, if you're out there treasure hunting, whether it's at yard sales, thrift stores, or even your own coin jar, keep your eyes peeled for these rare 1984 D pennies. And remember, while it's super exciting to think about a coin worth $1 million, it's not always easy to spot these treasures. But don't let that discourage you. The coin world is full of hidden gems just waiting to be discovered. Now, I know you're all ready to dive into your coin collections and start searching for your next big find. But before you run off to check your pockets, here's the deal. Keep learning about these rare coins, keep studying up on valuable mistakes, and keep on treasure hunting. And if you want to stay up to date with all the latest tips and tricks on finding coins worth money, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you're excited to start your coin hunting journey, and leave me a comment if you've ever found something surprising in your change. I'd love to hear your stories. Trust me, there's a whole world of coin collecting out there just waiting for you to uncover its riches. So, make sure you're subscribed for more tips, tricks, and hidden treasure updates. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, that penny in your pocket could be worth more than you think. Imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, and bam, you find a humble little penny. But wait, what if I told you that penny could be worth $1.1 million? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. A rare 1969 D. Lincoln penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one in your pocket change, and why this is one of the most shocking discoveries in coin collecting history. Now, before we get into it, let me share a little story about why I never ignore pennies anymore. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, just minding my business, getting my coffee and a snack. The cashier handed me my change, and I did what most people do. I shoved it right into my pocket without a second thought. Later that night, I dumped my coins onto the counter, and, no joke, I spotted a 1969 D. Lincoln penny. My heart nearly stopped. I ran to grab my magnifying glass, my excitement through the roof. Could this be the $1 million coin? It wasn't, but that moment changed everything. It made me realize that rare coins are out there, and the only way to find them is to pay attention. So, let's make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. What makes the 1969 D. Lincoln penny so valuable? First things first, what's so special about this coin? The 1969 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced billions of pennies that year. But here's the kicker. There's a rare error that makes this specific penny worth a fortune. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, a double die happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a slight but noticeable doubling effect. The 1969 D double die penny has some very distinct features that set it apart. Here's what to look for. Look at Liberty. The letters will appear slightly doubled. Check "In God We Trust." If you see a ghostly second outline, that's a good sign. Inspect the date, 1969. This should also show some doubling. Now, let's clear up a common mistake. Many people confuse the 1969 S double die penny, which is also valuable, with the 1969 D penny, but they are not the same. The 1969 D version is significantly rarer, which is why it commands that jaw-dropping price tag. Here's where it gets wild. Only a few examples of this error coin have ever been found. Some experts believe fewer than 10 exist in the world today. That's right, 10. That's less than the number of forks I mysteriously lose every year. Because of this extreme rarity, when one of these bad boys pops up in top condition, collectors go absolutely nuts trying to get their hands on it. All right, let's talk numbers. The highest price ever paid for a 1969 D double die penny? $1.10 million. Now, before you start imagining yourself on a yacht sipping a fancy drink with an umbrella in it, remember, condition is everything. A lower grade version of this coin will still sell for thousands of dollars, but for that $1 million payday, the coin needs to be in near perfect condition. So, how do you get your hands on one of these legendary pennies? Check your pocket change. Yes, seriously. People find rare coins in circulation all the time. Hit up estate sales and flea markets. Some people have no idea what they're selling by unsearched coin rolls. Banks still have tons of older pennies sitting around, sometimes hiding treasures. Look in your old coin jar. You never know what might be in there. And hey, if you do find one, send me a message. I'll gladly be jealous with you. All right, folks, let's do a quick recap. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever discovered. If you find one, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found an old coin that turned out to be worth big bucks? Drop a comment below and tell me your story. And if you want more tips, tricks, and secrets on finding rare coins worth money, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. Who knows? The next time you check your pocket change, you might just find the $1,000,000 penny of your dreams. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and bam, you find a penny that looks like any other old coin. But what if I told you that little copper beauty could be worth over $1,000,000? Yeah, you heard me right. A plain OL 1980 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, I've got a whole jar full of 1980 pennies. Am I sitting on a gold mine? Well, stick around because today, we're diving deep into what makes this penny so special, how you can spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay ridiculous amounts of money for it. And hey, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about coins worth money and how you can turn pocket change into serious cash. So, let's get into it. So, what's the deal with this 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Isn't that normal? A lot of pennies don't have mint marks, right? Well, not exactly. Here's the thing. Pennies struck in Philadelphia usually don't have a mint mark. That's normal. But the specific 1980 no mint mark penny that went for $1.2 million wasn't just your everyday Philly cent. This one was an error coin, meaning something went terribly wrong at the US Mint when it was made. And collectors love mint mistakes, just like we love a good blooper reel. Now, let me tell you, when I first heard about this penny, I nearly flipped my entire coin collection upside down. I grabbed every 1980 penny I had, examined them under a magnifying glass, even took some to a coin shop, and guess what? Not a single one was the $1,000,000 coin. Nada. Zip. Zilch. But you know what? That didn't stop me. Because every time I check my pocket change, I know that the next one could be the lucky find. And that, my friends, is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's like treasure hunting, except you don't need a pirate ship, just a good eye and a little patience. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare pennies? Here's what you need to check. The no mint mark isn't the only thing. Just because a 1980 penny is missing a mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth a fortune. You're looking for one that has a unique striking error, unusual doubling, or a rare die variety. Weight matters. The valuable error penny may have a slightly different weight than a regular 1980 penny. Some were struck on the wrong planchet, making them extra rare. Sharp, crisp details. Many high-value error coins have sharp, well-defined features or oddities in Lincoln's portrait or lettering. Some have doubling on the date or the words "In God We Trust." Get it checked by a pro. If you think you found one, don't just take my word for it. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin is what fetches the big bucks at auctions. Great question. Why on earth would someone shell out a house's worth of money for a tiny copper coin? Well, rare error coins are like the Mona Lisa of the numismatic world. Ultra rare, historically significant, and highly desirable among collectors. Coin collectors, especially those with deep pockets, are always on the hunt for the rarest, most unique coins they can get their hands on. And when two or more wealthy collectors want the same coin, well, let's just say the bidding wars get wild. So, what's the takeaway here? Check your 1980 pennies, folks, because the next time you're paying for your morning coffee, you might just be handing over a $1,000,000 mistake without even realizing it. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth money and coin hunting strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to help you turn everyday change into big cash. Now, go grab your penny jar and start hunting. You never know. You might just be holding onto your retirement fund without even knowing it. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2011 D. Lincoln penny. Is it a hidden gem valued at $1.3 million, or just another cent to toss in the jar? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the basics. The 2011 D. Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. Over 2.5 billion of these coins were produced, making them quite common in circulation. PCGS.om now, about that $1.3 million price tag. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the standard 2011 D penny isn't going to make you a millionaire. In average circulated condition, it's worth its face value, 1 cent. Even in uncirculated mint condition, it might fetch you about 10 to 30 cents. Coins. The funny mess guide. Before you toss that penny aside, there's a twist. Some 2011 D pennies have rare minting errors that can significantly increase their value. For instance, a 2011 D penny with a feeder finger error, a mistake during the minting process, sold for a whopping $980 at an online auction in 2018. CoinValueChecker.com. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of pennies, not expecting much. Suddenly, I noticed one that looked a bit off. After some research, I realized it had a minor die clash error. I took it to a local coin shop, and to my surprise, they offered me $50 for it. Not life-changing money, but not bad for a penny I almost overlooked. If you're intrigued and want to start hunting for valuable pennies, here are some tips. Learn about common minting errors and key dates. Knowledge is your best tool. Pay close attention to the pennies you come across. Look for anything unusual, doubling, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. A good magnifying glass and a reliable scale can help you spot errors and verify coin specifications. Stay updated. Join coin collecting forums or subscribe to numismatic publications to keep abreast of the latest discoveries and market trends. While the 2011 D. Lincoln penny in your pocket is likely just worth 1 cent, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. With a keen eye and a bit of luck, you might just stumble upon a rare error coin that could be worth significantly more. So, next time you get change, take a moment to look closely. You never know what treasures you might find out. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with valuable finds. Imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, expecting to find the usual mix of nickels, dimes, and a crumpled receipt from 3 years ago. But then bam, you spot a 1976 D. Lincoln penny, and guess what? That little copper beauty could be worth $1.40 million. Yep, you heard that right. A penny, 1 single cent, could make you a millionaire. Forget the lottery, forget crypto. Your next fortune could be sitting in a jar next to your coffee maker. But before you go flipping over your couch cushions in a mad coin-searching frenzy, let's break this down. What makes this particular penny so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And most importantly, how do you cash in big if you strike gold? Stick around, because today, we're diving into the legendary 1976 D. Lincoln penny that's making collectors go absolutely nuts. The story behind the 1976 D. Lincoln penny. 1976, what a year! America was celebrating its bicentennial. Bell-bottoms were still somehow a fashion statement, and people were jamming out to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Meanwhile, at the Denver Mint, workers were cranking out pennies like it was their job, because, well, it was. Now, normally, a 1976 D penny isn't anything special. It's just a plain old copper-coated coin with Honest Abe's face on the front. But here's where things get interesting. Somewhere in that wild year, a rare error occurred. A one-of-a-kind mistake that turned an ordinary penny into $1 million jackpot. So, what exactly happened to this lucky penny? Let me break it down. Minting error. Experts believe this coin was struck on the wrong planchet, aka the metal disc that becomes a coin. Instead of the standard copper-zinc mix, this particular penny ended up on a leftover silver planchet from the bicentennial quarters. This tiny mix-up created a penny that shouldn't exist, making it ultra-rare. Off-metal composition. The weight and metal content don't match normal pennies from 1976. Most weigh about 3.11 grams. But this one is different. Collectors lose their minds over weird stuff like this. High demand. Serious collectors love one-of-a-kind errors. If something is both rare and tied to a historic event, like America's 200th birthday, its value can skyrocket. And that's exactly what happened. This bad boy is now valued at $1.40 million. Okay. So let's say you have a 1976 D penny. Do you just run to the bank and demand $1 million? Not so fast. First, you need to check a few things. Look for the D mint mark. The D below the date means it was minted in Denver. If it doesn't have a mint mark or has an S, San Francisco, it's not the one we're looking for. Check the weight. Regular pennies from 1976 weigh 3.11 grams. If yours weighs differently, say, around 4.2 grams, you might have struck gold or, well, silver. Get it tested. You don't need to be a scientist, but you do need a professional coin grader to confirm it's legit. NGC or PCGS are the best in the business, and they'll certify if you've got a winner. Point 4. What to do if you have one alright? Let's say you hit the jackpot. First of all, don't spend it on a vending machine Snickers bar. Instead, here's what you need to do. Keep it safe. Put it in a coin holder or protective case. Scratches can ruin its value. Get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC to get it officially authenticated. This will make it easier to sell for top dollar. Auction it off. Big-time collectors are willing to pay a fortune for rare error coins. Heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or even eBay are great places to sell. Retire early and buy a private island. Okay, maybe that's a stretch, but hey, with $1.4 million, you can at least pay off your mortgage and get a now. Let me tell you why I never underestimate pocket change. A few years back, I was digging through some old coin rolls when I spotted a weird-looking penny. It was darker than the others and just felt off. So, being the coin nerd that I am, I grabbed my scale and magnifying glass. Turns out, I had a 1943 steel penny, not worth $1 million, but still a nice chunk of change. Ever since then, I check every single penny I get. And you better believe if I ever find a 1976 D silver penny, you'll be the first to know. Right after I do my victory dance, so there you have it. The incredible story of the 1976 D Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire. The next time you get a handful of change, don't ignore the pennies. That little copper coin in your pocket might just be a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, and hit that subscribe button for more tips on coins worth money and smart collecting strategies. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for enough quarters to hit up a vending machine, and bam. You come across a regular-looking 1994 Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? It's just a penny, worth, well, a penny. That little copper beauty might just be worth $1.50 million. Yeah, you heard me right. $1.5 million. Now, before you sprint to your coin jar like a man on a mission, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. Why is a coin that's barely 3 decades old selling for more than a mansion in some places? And most importantly, could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stick around, because today, we're breaking down the legendary 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why collectors are practically throwing stacks of cash at it. Now, let's clear something up right away. A lot of pennies don't have a mint mark, especially if they were made in Philadelphia. That's normal. But this penny? This one is different. The 1994 Lincoln penny was supposed to have either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, if proof. But some mysterious pennies left the U.S. Mint with no mint mark, and they were struck in a way that makes them insanely rare. Here's where things get juicy. This penny isn't just missing a mint mark. It was struck using a proof die, meaning it has a sharper, more detailed design than a regular penny. It's the kind of thing that shouldn't happen outside of a proof set, yet somehow, a few made their way into circulation. Now, how does that even happen? Was it a mint worker's mistake? A prank? A little souvenir that accidentally ended up in someone's change? Nobody knows for sure, and that mystery just makes it even more valuable. Most pennies? They're worth a penny, maybe a few cents if they're old. But this bad boy? One sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. That's right. Someone paid more for a tiny piece of copper than most people pay for their entire house. And the best part? There could be more of them out there. Now, before you start digging through every couch cushion in sight, here's what you need to check. No mint mark? Look right under the year. If there's no little letter, D or S, you might be onto something. Sharp details. This penny was struck using proof dies, so it should look extra crisp compared to regular pocket change. Mirror-like finish. Proof coins have a bit of a shine to them. If it looks dull and worn, it's probably just a regular penny. If you find a penny that fits the bill, do not spend it on a gumball. Get it checked by a professional grader like PCGS or NGC, because you might just be holding a retirement fund in your fingertips. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable penny a few years ago. I was at a diner, paid for my coffee, and got some change back. One of the pennies looked weird. Something about the color was off. But I figured, it's just a penny. Guess what? Turns out, it was a 1983 double die reverse penny worth a couple $1,000. I only realized it when I saw a video online about valuable pennies and decided to check. I almost spent that thing on a pack of gum. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight, so there you have it. The 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a little copper coin that could be worth millions. Now, before you rush off to dig through your piggy bank, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I'm always sharing insider tips on rare coins, collecting strategies, and hidden gems in everyday change. You don't want to miss out. And hey, if you find a 1994 penny that looks suspiciously valuable, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Alright, happy hunting, and may the coin gods be ever in your favor. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, and bam, you find a penny. Nothing special, right? Just another piece of pocket lint with Abe Lincoln's face on it. But what if I told you that one of these little copper coins from 2020 is worth a staggering $1.6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A penny worth more than a brand new Lamborghini, a beachfront condo, or enough tacos to last you a lifetime. Today, we're diving deep into the 2020 D Lincoln penny, why it's making headlines, and how you might just have one hiding in your collection or your junk drawer. So grab your change jar, because by the end of this video, you might be a millionaire. First, let's talk about the 2020 D Lincoln penny itself. It was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, and at first glance, it looks just like any other modern penny. Same Lincoln portrait, same Union shield on the back, same "In God We Trust" up top. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, here's where things get crazy. There's a super rare error variety that turned one of these pennies into a millionaire's dream. And before you roll your eyes thinking, oh great, another coin myth, let me tell you, this isn't a rumor. A verified 2020 D penny with a unique error has been sold for a whopping $1.60 million. What makes this penny worth millions? So, what's the deal? Why is this one little penny worth more than most people's houses? It all comes down to a major minting error. Somehow, a handful of 2020 D pennies were struck with a dramatic doubling on Lincoln's face and lettering, known as a double die obverse, DDO. But that's not all. Some experts believe there's an even rarer version with a misaligned die clash, giving the coin a ghostly image in the background. This error wasn't supposed to happen, but in the world of coin collecting, mistakes equal money. The rarer the mistake, the higher the value. And since only one confirmed specimen has been sold, it's now a collector's holy grail. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I heard about a rare penny being worth thousands. So what did I do? I tore my house apart. I'm talking kitchen drawers, coin jars, car cup holders. I even raided my grandma's purse. Don't worry, I put everything back. After hours of searching, I found a 2020 D penny. My heart was pounding. Could I be sitting on a gold mine? I grabbed my magnifying glass like some kind of coin detective and examined every inch of that penny. And guess what? It was completely normal. Not a single error. Just a plain, good old-fashioned 1-cent piece. The disappointment was real. But hey, that just made me even more determined to keep hunting. If you're ready to become a treasure hunter, here's what you need to look for on your 2020 D penny. Look for clear doubling in Lincoln's face, letters, or date. Misaligned die clash. Check for ghost-like images. Coins in near-perfect condition, mint state, are worth way more. If you find one with these traits, get it graded immediately. Coins with certification from PCGS or NGC get top dollar at auction. And who knows? You might be holding onto the next $1 million penny. Now, let's talk money. While the big $1.6 million sale made headlines, other similar error pennies have been selling for thousands. Even regular uncirculated 2020 D pennies can fetch $50 to $100 if they're in pristine condition. So before you toss your change into a vending machine, check your pennies first. You could be giving away a fortune for a pack of gum. All right, coin hunters, now it's your turn. Go grab your coin jar, check your wallets, and start searching for that legendary 2020 D penny. If you find one, let me know in the comments. And hey, even if you don't strike it rich today, don't worry. There are tons of hidden treasures out there just waiting to be found. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I've got more insider tips coming on rare coins that could make you serious cash. You don't want to miss the next big discovery.